My name is Arks. Full name is Arks Shrinivas. I am from Hyderabad. I have been to other places. I have kind of introduced you to myself. I have an BA degree from IIM Kolkata, Calcutta actually. It's in Kolkata. Prior to that, I was an engineer. Very unfortunately, I'm saying so simply because had I known that I wanted to do an MBA, or I could have done an MBA after 12th class itself, I would have very, very happily picked it up. As it stands, I spent 4 years into engineering and then looked at an IIM, wrote an exam called CAT and got into an IIM called IIM Calcutta. But you guys are extremely lucky. In fact, all the students who are, graduated from 12th class after 2011 are very lucky. In fact, those of you who are graduating now are even more lucky because there are 5 IIMs. 5 IIMs, which give you a direct entry into an direct entry after 12th itself into those IIMs. Yes, you will have to do the degree, but the degree is also from an IIM, and then a post-graduation, which is the MBA, also from an IIM. I hope you will be enjoying this. So what is this IPMAT entrance examination? This is an exam which is an entrance that you write after your 12th class exam. Typically, the exam could be end of April or May or at worst June. That's exactly. In general, it'll most probably the end of April or beginning of May. We are in September. We have October, November, December, January, February, March, and April. If we look at it, approximately 7 to 8 months. I do understand those of you who are in 12th, those of you who are in 12th will have your boards too. And unfortunately, 2 board exams, not 1. That's okay. It's not that difficult. We will look at that too. Second thing, entrance examination is to IIM Indore, IIM Ranchi, IIM Rohtak. IPMAT exam. By the way, there are 2 different IPMAT exams. There is an IPMAT Indore, which is specifically for Indore, and they also take for IIM Ranchi also takes it, and IPMAT Rohtak, which is taken by IIM Rohtak. And there is a new exam called the JIPMAT. It is JIPMAT, an exam for 2 other IIMs, IIM Bodh Gaya and IIM Jammu. So you're talking about 3 entrances to be typically IPMAT Indore, IPMAT Rohtak, and JIPMAT, giving you 5 IIMs in the platter. So that means you have 3 chances to write the exam in that sense of the word. Different exams, of course. The other important thing is everyone is eligible. Everyone is eligible. There is no eligibility criteria. There is absolutely no eligibility criteria. You could be an arts student. You could be a humanities student. You can be a commerce student. Or you are a science student. Doesn't matter which one you are. Doesn't matter which one you are. You are eligible if you graduate from 12th class. Just the graduation from the 12th class, and that's it. Okay? So it doesn't matter what student are you, what background are you, as long as you get 50% in your 12th standard, 50, that's more than sufficient career. Incidentally, a lot of students who write this exam also are the people who prepare for IIT, JEE, or medical for that matter, or a law for that matter. There are people who prepare for law, people who prepare for IIT, JEE, people who prepare for medicals with NEET, and yet, very honestly, this is one exam it is everybody to write to. And if you prepare and write, your chance of getting it is far, far, far more far more higher. And second, you can apply to all these 5 IIMs, not just 1 IIM, not just 2 IIMs, all 5 IIMs. And age criteria, yes, if it is IPMAT Indore, you can write it only 1 time after your 12th class. There cannot be more than 1 year gap after your 12th class. For all other IIMs, Rohtak, Ranchi, Bodh Gaya, and Jammu, there is no such there is no such restriction. Is that clear? Very clear. And there is no minimum marks for 10th also, but again, generally everybody expects you to have 50% mark. But trust me, even without that, you can get it, because there is no specific requirement as what as the IIMs have given for a requirement. But having said that, getting a 70-80 will always be better off. Always be better off. Is it okay? Now, there will obviously questions. People ask, is it worth applying for IPMAT Indore? Is it worth applying for JIPMAT? It's worth applying for X, worth applying for Y. First, if you can get through that, it's worth applying. Is it worth getting through is the question you should ask. I'm saying yes, it is worth getting through. And for that, if you need to put in greater effort, I would expect you will put in a greater effort kind of things. And it doesn't care a damn whether you have a 10th and 12th great bad marks, as long as you can crack this entrance examination. And trust me when I'm saying that. And next year, because COVID, very, very likely, and touch wood, I'm saying that there will be no COVID next year. Touch wood, I'm putting it again. And I am saying that there could be a nice interview also before you take it. That means to say, whatever sins that you have done in the past of 10th, or you're doing in 11th and 12th, this is one way to redress that. One way to expiate the sins, get out of the sins. And that is where I think, my friends, IPMAT comes into picture. And IIMs are the best institutes to get into after your 12th, my friends. So give it the best shot that you can. With that, thanks once again for joining me. Wish you all the best.